Are you looking for the best camping tents? In this video, we will look at some of the 4 best camping tents on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Halo Tent. The Marmot Halo 4-person tent features a low-profile design, with steep sidewalls, and a solid, nearly full-length rain fly, which, combined, make this a livable haven in a storm. I ended up spending 2 windier-than-expected nights in this tent, being very thankful that I guyed out the fly before bed. The name comes from the unusual pole design. There are 2 cross poles, like every square domed tent, but the side poles connect halfway up the tent body instead of at the ground. This gives the Halo steeper sidewalls, and therefore more usable space, than any other tent I've tested. The Rainfly is 68D polyester, not quite as heavy-duty as the REI Basecamp, but plenty robust in my testing. It's fully seam-taped and coated to shed water. The Rainfly also offers several vents that can be opened and closed to vent according to the temps outside. In addition to the Rainfly vents, there are 2 vents on the sides of the tent body, low to the ground, which allow nice airflow right where you want it on warm nights. The vestibules on the 4-person model are adequate for stashing wet boots and other gear, and the full-length fly helps keep it dry, provided you've chosen your campsite wisely. The only thing I don't like about the Halo are the small doors, which I find a little cramped when you're getting in and out. The 6-person model, which I have not tested, has an additional pole that makes one vestibule into a much larger, more livable space that can even become an awning with additional poles. It's taller and won't shed the wind as well, but if you need extra space, it's a nice alternative to the REI Basecamp 6. Number 2. Dome with Screen Room. Stroll through any campground in America and you'll see plenty of these no-frills Coleman tents. For good reason. They're some of the best budget car camping tents around. They're reasonably cheap, available just about anywhere, and get the job done, provided the weather cooperates. This is the ideal tent for summer trips where rain is unlikely. Thanks to a huge amount of mesh and windows, the ventilation is excellent. One really nice feature is that even with the Rainfly on, you can still unzip the side windows to increase ventilation. This is nice because it means you can leave the fly on when you're gone and get some protection from that afternoon shower. But the tent doesn't heat up like an oven thanks to the airflow. Where the Coleman fails is the setup, which is annoying thanks to the fiberglass poles with metal connectors that continuously snag as you attempt to pass them through the sleeves. The other downside is weather resistance. The Rainfly isn't going to keep you dry for very long. Whether it completely wets out, which took less than an hour in my testing with a hose, or just splashes in because the fly doesn't cover the sides, if there's anything beyond a mild rain, you're going to get wet. Number 3. Safari Stingray 3-person tree tent. Think of the Safari Stingray as a portable tree fort. The British brand's giant hammocks are popular with festies, but this enclosed version is meant to use for camping trips. I took it to a week-long campout in Maine, lending it to my friend and his daughter to sleep in while my daughter and I stayed in a traditional tent on a wooden platform. Both parties were happier, with the obvious advantages of sleeping suspended in a tree with nothing but nylon and air beneath you, balanced out by the hassles of descending 4 feet for midnight trips to the latrine and the tighter quarters that come from its aerodynamic design. The Stingray is suspended from 3 trees, and finding 3 appropriate trees in a semi-triangular shape within the confines of our site took some time. Once we had them picked, we ratcheted the tent into place using the provided straps, which look like something off a tractor trailer. It took about an hour, and even with practice, I can't see it going up in less than 30 minutes, so this is a tent you'll want to leave in place for a few days at minimum. It otherwise performed like another tent, with no leaks or other issues. For people who love sleeping in a hammock but find it a little too constrictive, the Stingray could be just the ticket. It would also do well installed in a wooded area in your backyard for the summer. Martin Sismer. Number 4. Wawona 6. This is my current favorite tent for family camping for a number of reasons. First, the vestibule is enormous, 44.7 square feet, which is plenty of room for 4 people's clothes bags and tall enough for both me and my husband to stand up straight, he is 5 feet 11 inches, to change. It's also incredibly versatile. It's surprisingly well ventilated for a 3-season tent, with 2 doors on opposite sides that allow for plenty of cross breezes. There's plenty of floor space for 2 double air mattresses, the REI Queen Air mattresses, sadly out of stock now, and 4 people, with lots of interior storage, though I find it weird that 3 pockets are mounted on the interior of a door flap instead of the corners. The real reason I like this tent is that the floor fabric, 150 denier polyester with 1500 mm PU coating, is absolutely bomber. We accidentally pitched this tent in a depression during an early fall thunderstorm, and at 1 a.m. I awoke to find my daughter and I, well, floating. Our tent was pitched in an ankle-deep puddle that made our air mattresses rise above the ground, but nothing inside the tent got wet. My poor shoes in the vestibule were a different story. It's not sealed enough to be a good 3-season-plus tent, as we went camping in at 35-degree Fahrenheit weather, and it was freezing, and the U-shaped door zip seemed doomed to get stuck eventually. But other than that, I very much like this tent. Adrian. So,